I'd like to call the meeting to order. If you'd like to take your seats.
First thing on the agenda. First thing on the agenda.
Thank you. First thing on the agenda is the approval of the agenda for tonight. Do I have a motion with that?
I move to approve the agenda.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against? Passes. Consent agenda, and do I do one and two separate? Just all together? Okay, thank you, Amber. Let's move to C, consent agenda. If everyone agrees that, the minutes from 1/6 of 26. If I have discussion with that and any conversation? Want to approve that? All in favor, say aye.
No, we got to motion it, don't we?
Oh, we have to motion?
Yeah. I motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any against? Passes. This is the time where we accept public comments. If anyone has anything to say, please feel free to step up to the podium there and let us know what's on your mind. No one? Going once, going twice, three times? Okay, we'll move on. Any kind of special reports or presentations? No, then we'll move on. How about the old business, approval of the old business, and the old business we need to discuss? No, do we make a motion on that?
No.
Okay, thank you, we'll move on. Now we're at the new business, and this is a appointment of positions within the city. And what we're gonna do, if, we kind of move through here, we'll make appointments. Give me just a second here. Okay, the first business is I'd like to appoint the city treasurer, and I'd like to nominate Russ Harding, our city administrator. Any comments? None? Motion?
I move to approve Russ Harding as city treasurer.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The second one's going to be the appointment of the city judge. I nominate Mac Curry. Looking rather dapper tonight, sir.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. My name is Matt Curry. As you know, I'm one of the local attorneys here in the Baldwin City area. I've been practicing for several years now, and I was thankfully and luckily appointed to be the city judge last year. We had a wonderful season, I do believe, and nothing went off the rails. And I would love to accept this appointment again if you would have me to fulfill another year with the city.
Any questions from the council? Anyone from the public? Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve Matt Curry as the city judge.
All in favor?
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry, Corey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Now we're going to move on to our city attorney, and we're going to do this just a little bit different in that we just hired a new city attorney by the name of Jessica Wortham. And what I'm going to do is allow Jessica to come up and introduce herself, provide the council her resumes, and allow the council to ask any questions that they might feel necessary. Jessica, the floor is yours.
Sure, thank you. Here, let me get y'all a copy of my resume first. May I approach?
Sure. Thank you.
Hi, Jessica. Thanks.
My name is Jessica Wortham, And some of y'all may know me as Jessica Brum. I'm CB and Gretchen's daughter. I'm from the class of 2000 here at Baldwin High School. I would like to think that I was a successful graduate of Rainbow Experience Preschool as well. I'm born and raised in Baldwin. We've been here since my grandmother Annabelle and my grandpa Louis Fundus decided to come to Baldwin. I graduated from KU with a bachelor's in anthropology, worked in banking as an auditor for a few years. Then I had the privilege of going to law school at Texas Wesleyan University in Fort Worth, Texas. After completing that, I was a prosecutor in Dallas, Texas for several years. I did juvenile prosecution while in Dallas, Texas. After Dallas, I thought Dallas was a little too big, so I thought I'd go a little bit smaller and go to Fort Worth, Texas. Turns out it's also very big. And I was a prosecutor there for about a year before moving to a much smaller place, Longview, Texas, where I did CPS prosecution for several years. Longview, Texas, in case you're not familiar, that's where Matthew McConaughey calls his hometown. After doing that for several years, my boss lost his reelection bid, so all the prosecutors had to leave. And I was so fortunate in that I was picked up by Smith County, one of the neighboring counties, and I've been there ever since. I was the prosecutor there doing CPS, Child Protective Services cases for 7 years. After that, I did juvenile law for about 3 years. So I'm very familiar with criminal codes, family codes, civil codes. I've had to self-teach myself almost all the law. I've already read through Baldwin City Code, which I'm sure you know is very entertaining, fun read to have. So I've already gone through that. I represented the state of Texas for over 13 years, and I would be so honored to represent the city of Baldwin. It's been such a privilege to be a public servant, and I'm hoping I can continue that legacy.
Questions by the council?
First of all, appreciate your willingness to step into an extremely important role. Clearly you've got prosecutor experience, very deep and very successful. There's some of that's required here, as you know, but the bulk of it is really municipal law, specifically Kansas municipal law. So I guess my question is how do you, obviously you self-taught and you learn as you go. Do you have any plans to try to accelerate your understanding of municipal law in Kansas and how it applies to what we're doing?
Yes, I understand Baldwin City is part of the League of Municipalities, so I can get additional training through them for free, but I've also already signed up for CLE courses on my own to do additional municipality outside of what they teach. So yes, I've already jumped on that and made sure I'm already getting up to speed as fast as possible. I do also have several other resources just through networking, a lot of other city attorneys that I've known, that have also county attorneys and district attorneys that I can reach out to for assistance.
Great, thanks. We're relying on you to keep us out of trouble.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yeah.
So thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Any other questions?
I really don't have a question for Jessica. My question's for you, Mayor. How many interviews did you do?
This is the one interview that we did.
One interview. Since this is a new position and not being retained, I would like to see a process of more than one being interviewed just to give us more options. Nothing against the candidate that you brought. I would prefer that we go out with a RFP to see if there is anyone else. That's just my personal opinion. Just to make sure there isn't anyone else that might have, sorry, have a cold, that might have municipal law experience already. And I know there are reasons why we didn't bring the other one back, but I would like to just make sure, since this is our budget is always up and down, I would like to see us be smart and just get more than one option, just to see she could be the best fit, period. And great. I think her resume speaks for herself as a lawyer, and it's amazing, except for no municipal law experience, really. So I would prefer that we postpone this appointment and go get an RFP to see if there's anyone else, and then look at the prices and experience.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I kind of think of it like, we have our city appointments, and those are kind of every year. A lot of them you just repeat them, put them back. But with these contract employees, especially, we go out for IT, for example. We put that out for RFP. These positions that you appoint that are not necessarily employees. I feel like if you have a chance, and the goal was to save some money here, as I understand it was. I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, Jessica seems like a great candidate, but if we're going to stick to a process and adhere to it, I think we should.
Okay, any other comments?
And I would have asked the same thing with the judge's appointment if we weren't retaining our current judge as well. So it has nothing to do with the person, Jessica, that you brought up. It's just, since we're paying this person and it's new, I mean, we wouldn't just interview one police chief. We wouldn't interview just one fire chief. So why would we just interview one attorney? That's just my opinion.
Any other comments? Okay, kind of what, on this situation, I'll be very honest with you, I'm a little bit over the other side of the creek on this one, and just not really having a lot of the background knowledge, historical knowledge of how the city appoints and what they do. Given the information that I had and was provided, from what I understand, this has not been out of the norm, nor has it been out of the norm for any time. You and I have had conversations, and I agree that if you want to change it and make it an RFP, that's going to be up to the council. I'm kind of going through and following what we've done in the past, which has been, from what I understand, just what I've done. I've looked at my predecessor to do what he did, and really there was not a lot of difference.
He interviewed 3 people last year.
So I don't think that there's much difference.
Well, he interviewed 3 people. You interviewed 1.
Could be.
I will, if you don't mind me interjecting, which I would hope you would want your city attorney interjecting. But from what I've read on the Kansas Code, it's pretty clear that you can decline appointments if you find them unfit, which I think you can see by my resume. I'm not unfit.
I know. I'm not asking to decline it. I'm asking to, go just pause it for 2 weeks, put an RFP out, and see if anyone else, and then if she's the best one if you can interview more than one.
Okay, and here's how I'm going to approach this. I say we stay with what we've done so far. What our precedent has been in the past, we retain her, we keep her, and if you want to change it from this point forward. Not looking back at what we've done and say, well, now we're midstream, so we're going to change things. I really think that we stay the course on this. We offer her the position, and then the council can decide from this point forward how they want to handle this.
Well, I think that's what we're trying to do right now.
Well, I'm saying that we don't go through and go back and do an RFP or anything else. We go ahead and move forward.
But it's not gonna, to me, it's not gonna hurt anything to do that now.
Well,
Because we have no pressing matters, so
well, that's
and this is for the people, the budget. I mean, I don't know. I think for transparency, that's what we should do for process.
council, other comments? Because we've kind of taken a lady and thrown her across the creek here, saying that we want her off her position, only get up here in the middle of this and say, now, we're changing. This is something we don't want
But
to
you
do.
only told us about this on Friday, so we didn't really have much time, and we never got to see her resume until tonight.
You had all
it's
last
not
year as a
her
council
fault.
member for time.
Huh?
You had all last year as a council member to make a decision to change this. I don't, and I'm not saying that we
I
shouldn't.
wasn't here for the last.
I'm just saying that you weren't, okay, however long you've been councilman, okay? You've had that opportunity to change that, and I'm just saying, change it in the future. I think right now we stay the course. If you disagree with me, then you come up and say, well, no,
I
Mayor,
do
we
disagree with you, and that's why I'm speaking up for the people.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. Everyone's kind of else is just kind of quiet. Comments?
Yeah, I think, and you spoke to all of us individually, I'm assuming, about this on Friday, and we had conversation about, the selection process and appointment process to what Jay was talking about. And I don't disagree. I mean, and we talked about it, surprising the council with a decision with very little time to think about it and no other options is typically, doesn't move forward very well. That being said, talking to those that did interview Jessica and, talking, looking at her resume and talking to her, I think she is qualified. I'm not sure I don't like the process how we got here. And hopefully, moving forward, whether we go forward tonight or not, that we do a different process where it's more open and more collaborative and more transparent. But,
And I have no problems with doing that, moving forward and doing what Councilman King has suggested, coming through and doing 3 RFPs or whatever. I'm good with that. Because I agree with what he's saying, that, when we do something, we look at what's in the best interest of the community, and we look at it fiscally as well, to be good stewards of the community's money. I'm saying in the future, I'm absolutely good with that. But I think right now, kind of right in the middle of the game, to go, well, timeout, this is what we want to do. When we've done this before, I'd just like to see a little bit more preparation on the back end to say, hey, Mayor, Jerry, from this point forward, this is the process, and this is what we're going to follow.
But when me and you had that conversation on Friday, I told you my concerns and I told you I was going to bring this up. So this isn't a surprise to you. I'm not blindsiding you
No,
with this.
not at all.
So you knew exactly what my feelings were and what I was going to say tonight,
And what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you.
but you are.
Well, to this situation, yes, I am.
Yeah.
I think from this point going forward, that's when we change the rules. And we go forward and we say we need 3 RFPs for whatever that position is or whatever.
I didn't say 3 FRFPs. I just said, put an RFP
3,
out and
Whatever it
see.
is.
Well, it doesn't have to be, I'm just saying, put it out for an RFP. She may still be the only one that applies. And then she gets it. And I want to apologize to this lady, to Jessica, because I'm not attacking her at all. I am simply saying that this position, if it's new, should be put out for an RFP because it does have an effect on the budget. And sometimes our lawyer works a lot, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the month or what we have going on. And we got to really look at the cost savings depending on, the price of the attorney.
Make your decision.
Well, I'm gonna put a motion that we postpone this appointment until an RFP is done.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Nate,
2. Drew, I didn't hear you.
I'm gonna say nay also.
Okay.
I think that I agree with Jay to the point that this needs to be talked about before it's brought to the council. And going forward, I think that we need to think about that more, not just for this situation, but for other situations, that you don't bring something to the council meeting when nobody else has had a chance to talk about it or whatever. And I know you called everybody, but it's a little bit different than having the whole council there at one time to make a decision.
So the motion passes that we table this to, go out and look?
No, Jessica's the new city attorney.
Now there can be a motion to approve her.
Okay, motion to approve her.
Can we go back real quick? I'm sorry. Who was the yes?
Me.
Sorry, thank you.
So we got it? We good? What are we gonna,
You have to make the motion to approve.
she's accepted?
No. We
No.
need to make a motion to accept her.
Okay, can I make,
You only made a motion to shelve it till we put out an RFP.
okay.
That's the only motion on the table.
Okay.
Nobody's made a motion
But
yet.
we've already went ahead and voted to go in favor of Jay's motion, correct?
We did not.
No.
We lost 3-2.
Okay.
So now you need a motion whether or not to appoint me or not.
I'm sorry?
You need a motion whether or not I'm going to be.
You know Kansas law. You know municipal law.
Yeah.
So, okay, gonna make a motion whether or not that we accept our city attorney. All in favor?
Somebody has to motion.
So it has to be a motion.
You can't motion. We have to.
Go.
I motion we accept Jessica Wortham as city attorney.
I second the motion.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Nay.
Okay, passes. Thank you.
And you'll have my number if you need anything.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
And
show.
please, this is not personal at all. Please don't misunderstand this.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You guys are doing
And thank you for the advice, too. I appreciate that.
I've gone toe to toe with murderers and meth addicts. This is fine. This is fine. Y'all are fine.
Where do we sit on the scale
Yeah, where are we on that spectrum?
Really? All right.
for now?
Now, the next one hopefully will not be contentious, and that is the appointment of the Chief of Police, our dear Mr. Chief Mike Patrick.
Good evening, guys. Mike Patrick, I am your Chief of Police, and been very fortunate and honored to be that for the last 8 years. So I would appreciate it if I could do it some more. I think I've got some more to give the city and my people, so.
Good. All right. I make the council, any questions?
No, I motion we approve Mike Patrick as police chief.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Welcome back, Chief Patrick.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chief.
Now, the next one is to appoint our fire chief, Terry Baker.
My name's Terry Baker. I've been your fire chief for 9 years now. And I would like to continue that. I like giving to my community along with everybody else on our fire department. So,
Okay, good. Have any questions, council? Public? No one? Do you have a motion?
A motion to approve Terry Baker as the fire chief of Baldwin City.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Passes. Appointment of city clerk?
thank you.
Thank you. I'm nominating Amber Packard.
I'm Amara Packard. I've been doing this for maybe 3 years now, and I'm just catching on, so I would love to keep doing this.
Any questions? Any comments by the public? Do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
Good, seconded. Good.
No, we
All in
have to
favor?
Hold on, we have to actually do it.
I'm sorry?
I move to approve Amara Packard as the city clerk.
Good.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Appointed. Appointment of city depositories, that we retain Mid-America Bank, Kansas State Bank, and Baldwin State Bank as our city depositories. Comments? Questions by the public? Comments by the public? Nothing? Okay, we'll move forward.
I motion to approve Baldwin State Bank, Kansas State Bank, and Mid-America Bank as the city depositories.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those against? Okay, good, thank you. So what we're looking at right now, just to recap for the public listening to us, we have our city treasurer, will remain Russ Harding, our city judge will be Matt Curry, our city attorney, after some comments, will be Jessica Wortham, our chief of police will remain Mike Patrick, our fire chief will remain Terry Baker, our city clerk, now she's been here 3 years and getting this job down perfect, will be Amara Packard. So we're good to go, and we have our city depositories. Now, let's move on to the committees. And we'll start off with the Budget Finance Committee. We have made Scott Lauritsen, and I have appointed Peter Wentz to the Finance. I have spoken with Dave Hill. He still wants to retain and stay on that council, or that committee. So right now, that's where we are with this one. Comments?
Yeah, I have some comments.
Go ahead.
I obviously the one being removed from this committee. I believe I'm the only one being removed from any committee. I think that 6 years on the budget committee, and we know the learning curve of that particular one. I think 6 years of experience and dedication is something we would be remiss as a city to lose that experience on that committee. It's so it's such a challenge to gain that experience. And like I said before, that curve, it takes a couple years to kind of get in there and really understand and dig into each line item and understand the city budget. And I think that, you'd met with me and told me that you were going to shake things up a little bit. And, I was surprised that I was the one that got shaken up on this committee. I thought that we were going to leave the experience there and kind of go forward. You had commented that your reasoning for it was that you wanted to do some overlapping. So to have, if, for example, Scott and I are on the committee right now, if we were to not run, and there would be 2 new members on there, that there would be no experience on the budget committee, which I understand that. To an extent, I think that does have some of its benefits. However, I don't quite understand the logic of removing that 6 years of experience totally and not at least trying to explore other options for other council members who wish to serve on that committee, gain that experience. I'm the only council member that emailed you and told you that I wanted to stay on my committee. And I will encourage other council members to kind of reflect on this. Julie, could you imagine if you were being taken off Public Works, how that might feel? And I'm very proud of the work that we've done on budget, and I don't want to be removed. So kind of want to hear what everyone else thinks about that, and I have some other comments too, kind of depending how the conversation goes.
Any comments by the council?
I would like to add one thing. I don't disagree with the overlapping approach, because if those 2 do not run, but I've only been on city council for a year, and I am just now starting to feel comfortable and getting my feet wet and learning everything. I feel it's irresponsible to put a brand new council member on the most important committee that we have. Nothing against our other committees, but the budget finance is the cowbell of the committees for our city. It's the most important. So I think it's doing a disservice to Peter to throw him on there with being brand new. I agree, Corey's 6-year experience. I think we're going to lose a lot there. I know him and Scott have done a lot of great work on budget finance, and so I would, and I'm not saying I would like to be on budget finance. That's not why I'm speaking up at all. But I think it's doing a disservice for Peter to help him be the most successful he can be on city council for the next 4 years by throwing him on it for his first year. If you wanted to change it up next year, after he's got a little experience and got his feet wet, and then I think that'd be different for me. But that's my 2 cents.
Anybody else?
Yeah, let me jump in here. Very conflicted on this one. Corey's been tremendous asset to the committee for sure. It's been a joint effort for the last 6 years. And I think I told you that when you mentioned to me, it was like, I was concerned that, we're losing that. And, I think the rationale you had was the only acceptable rationale I could get my arms around, is in that, staggered terms is beneficial. And to your point, Jay, I do think there's starting at zero, there's a tremendous learning curve. However, you look back 6 years ago, Corey and I had 0 experience. Not the best way to go, but you gain it. If you're willing to learn it, you spend the time, you can pick it up as quickly as you want. So at some point, on every committee, someone coming in is going to have no experience. And the worst case is you're teamed with someone else with no experience. Then you've lost a tremendous amount of knowledge and momentum. So, to me, it made sense. And, Corey, I'm more than willing to swap committees with you.
That's not what I'm asking. I'll just chime in here real quick. I do want to give people a chance to kind of chat because I think that I really want to have a bigger conversation about committee appointments, honestly, and we'll get to that. But like I said, I don't mind the logic of staggering the council members. What I do mind is that this is the only one we're doing it with. Why aren't we staggering other committees? If that's really what we believe is and that's why I'm just kind of questioning the reasoning behind it. Because Scott and Julie, you guys both serve on strategic planning.
Yeah.
Why aren't we staggering that? So
I don't think there's enough enough new members to do that on every committee. I mean, the three of us have 6 years and would have to run again. Whether we run or not, still no guarantee we get elected. So I'm not sure we could actually do staggered terms on all 5 committees with 3 of us having 6 years. I don't think it's possible. And I think strategic planning probably, it was important when we were really trying to get get that plan in place and moving, and it hasn't done a lot since then. Now it's going to be necessary going forward, but not to the extent of I think these other committees. It's probably the least, I won't say important, but the least requiring knowledge of what the committee does, because it's something new every time. It's the strategic plan, it's the survey, it's things that we had to learn from scratch anyway. So to me, that one is may not even survive the year.
Any other comments by the council?
Yeah, and I guess one of my other concerns is it sounds like a lot of us voiced concerns and displeasures with you, and you've ignored them and just done what you decided.
Any other comments?
Not time for public comment.
Public want to comment?
No, it's not time.
It's not public comment.
Not time for public comment.
Well, the thing that I said I would do if I was elected mayor was make the city more transparent, make the city council transparent. From my angle and what I've worked with in the past, I keep getting these visions of our new council member being lost in this forest of numbers out here and in the forest of the world, not having any knowledge of what to do and how to guide and how to direct and how to look at budget. He has no mentor, he has no leader, he's just lost in this void of numbers, of not knowing where he's going and what he's doing. And I would counter that with, I have an excellent mentor here that can go through and look at him and help bring him on board. And when's the best time to learn a job? It's when you have to. I have managed organizations from 65 people on further up. For me, what I have to do is I do what's in the best interest of this community. In my best interest, yes, this is how it's going to go. Listening to you, no, I want to listen to everybody. But there comes a point in time where I stand up and say, no, this is where it's going to go, and this is where it's going to go. Because I want to make sure that if Scott was on here, and Corey, and in 2 years they both left, I need someone there to look out for the city, for the citizens, for the finance, to see where it's going. The only way we do that is by succession and planning and moving ahead and mentoring and building on what we have.
they're just blindly going forward with a decision if we were your employees and you were the leader of like some kind of an employment situation, but we are a separate body of government. We are the city council.
I agree with that.
Well,
But what I'm doing is based on my experience.
But it's not the same experience.
Yes,
The
in
buck
some
stops
ways,
here, doesn't work when we can vote against you.
leadership can be transferred across the city municipality, across the military, across the city council, across city government. It is leadership 101.
But we can vote against you.
Vote against it.
She has been hired.
We're kind of getting in the weeds here. The vote is whether or not he's fit, not who's best. If we go through who's best, we're going to be here all night. There's always going to be someone better. There's always going to be somebody worse. Right now, we're looking at fitness, and unfortunately, Corey, your council appointment ended with the last mayor. We have a new mayor who has to make new appointments. So your power was gone there, and it has to be reappointed by the current mayor. He has not reappointed you. I'm sorry. So at this point, he either needs to withdraw his appointment of Peter and then appoint you for you to get back on. And in order to do that, you all have to say that Peter is unfit and vote against him.
Where is that fitness language?
It's in your code.
It's not.
It's in the Kansas State Administration Code.
I would need more time. I've been digging into this pretty deep, and I did not remember any fitness. It's just a yes vote or a no vote, as far as I can see.
Right. Your yes vote is approving his appointment.
Which
Your
we
no
don't
vote is you don't believe they're fit. You don't believe they need to be appointed. That's a no vote. Not who's best.
I've never used the word best, and I've never used the word fit.
Okay. I just want to make sure y'all are aware of what you're voting on. You're not voting on who's best. You're voting on the current, which is Councilman Peter. That's the current vote. If someone wants to make a motion, but that's where we are.
You know, the other thing I want to say, and I think it's very obvious tonight with some of the direction of this council and where it's went, that I'm still a new mayor trying to figure my way out, still trying to get my footing. And for me, Corey, I'm sorry you might disagree with this, but one of the things you understand as a new leader and a new mayor, I do not want to go through and strip all my committees apart and bring them back together with different members. Right now, I need some continuity. Right now, I need some stability. I'm still trying to learn the game, still trying to learn the role somewhat. I do not want to disrupt anything more this year. Next year's a different story. But this year, this is what I want to do.
I don't know when else we'll have this conversation, so I'm going to bring it up now. It's always been strange to me that the mayor even dabbles in committee appointments on the council anyway, since they're both separate. You know, Governor Kelly doesn't appoint, leaders to the legislators' committees. The president doesn't, appoint Ways and Means Committee at the House of Representatives. I mean, so I'm just wondering the history on that. Like, why do you even have to even dabble with this at all? Why can't the council have their own autonomy and determine how they want to be organized?
Well, Corey, you know what? I'd love to be able to sit here and go, that's exactly why I know this, but I'm sorry I do not.
I don't either.
Does our legal representative know?
It's in your code that the mayor appoints and then as the council approves. It's within your code. I'm trying to find, I almost printed out the code book to bring it with me and I didn't, and I'm regretting that. But it is in your code.
Well, I know, yeah, it's definitely in the code. I'm just wondering why.
And let's back up just a second. I want to make sure we make them perfectly clear. Peter, this is not about you personally.
No.
Do not take anything of this personally.
I don't
okay?
think anyone thinks that.
Please,
No.
don't. This is not, well, I want to make sure.
Right, no, it's within your municipal code, code 1-206, that the standing committees of the governing body, each committee consisting of at least 2 council members, may be appointed by the mayor by and with the consent of the council. The first person appointed shall be the chairperson of the committee, which I'm assuming the first person you're going to be appointing is Scott, correct? And that would make Scott the chairperson. Special committees can be appointed from time to time. Following standing committees may be appointed, including finance, public health and safety, public works, utilities, and community development. But that's ordinance 880, section 1. But it's within your code. So if that is something that you want to change, and change the wording, that is something we can do in the future, but unfortunately you're bound by what's in the code today.
Jessica, real quick,
Yes.
is there a limitation of 2 only on a committee?
Because then it becomes.
No, this is at least 2.
I've spoken with the league about it. They say you can do it. They don't recommend it.
It'd just be an open meeting. It already is an open
It
meeting.
already is an open meeting. So, I mean, I think their concern is that it's a quorum.
Right.
And that you could come to some kind of interpret it as a binding decision, but in an open meeting. I think the recommendation was if you did have a third, and this was a while ago. This was very early on when we were having our first crash course and all this. That the third member just kind of maybe have little input and kind of just be there as more of an observer type situation. But I'd have to go back on that.
Yeah, you'd probably need to abstain from really voting and making any big contributions, but
Committees
yeah,
don't
you would.
vote.
Yeah, we don't vote on
We don't
committees.
vote. We don't make.
No, you can't do
binding
any binding, yeah.
decisions. It's
Right, but
it's
if you have a
fact-finding.
quorum, that would be a
Right.
concern if you accidentally voted.
So our new city attorney's fitment discussion notwithstanding, so I'm not sure where that goes or what that is. I mean, I'm open to listening to a suggestion on what you think we should do going forward.
I have a suggestion. If you look in the ordinance, we actually have combined committees. I think the two that are combined, utilities is combined with public works. And I don't know if, and this would, I mean, but if you could somehow work it into where public works and utilities could sort of be that jumping off point, since utilities and the budget are so intertwined. And that'd be kind of like your crash course type deal.
So my
We've
question,
identified a council member who does. See, the reason this has never, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, but the reason this has never been brought up before is because we've never had any dissension. Everybody kind of just generally got to be on the committees they wanted to be on. And there was never really any contentious, people wanting to stay, people wanting to be on, stuff like that. So I think, I don't know that I would be too offended that we're revisiting this conversation because we've never had it.
well, my thing is, when's enough enough? Well, next time we decide to appoint somebody else, I'm just gonna, stand up and say, I don't want to do this. I don't like it. Enough's enough, and I want to stay on that committee. I mean, there comes a point where we say, in order to move forward, which I'm trying to do, is to say, this is what we do right now. Now, Corey, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not saying I want to appoint you again in the future. I'm just saying for right now, this is what I want to do. I'm not saying that you're not, maybe, that I wouldn't look at appointing you in the future, depending on how things go with the election. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for right now, this is what I want to do. And when is enough enough? I think there comes a point in your, hopefully, and yes, I know this isn't the real world and it's the council, but sometimes you just step up and say, okay, look, I'll take a lump on this one and keep moving forward because it's the best thing to do at the time for the city. And this is what I'm trying to look out for, is for the city. And, I know you're not happy with it, and I understand that. I really do. And this is not personal, but this is the direction I want to go. Because again, just right now, maybe next year I change all the other committees. But, we can drag this thing out and let it languish and go on. But I think there has to be a point we say, no, we just go forward and this is what we've decided.
I disagree with your appointment, not for personal reasons, just because I think it's the wrong decision for Baldwin City.
Okay, that's,
And I would just disagree with your wording that you're basically saying that we don't have the best interests of the city.
what I'm saying is, for me, the best interest of the city to try to keep our finance going forward. If you took offense to that, Jay, I am terribly, terribly sorry. And I apologize public if you took offense to that. That's not my intention. That was not what I meant to say. And if you interpreted it that way, I apologize openly in front of everybody.
Is there some, thinking through, is there some rotational appointments we could do to kind of satisfy a transition, or just knowledge sharing with the, with the incumbents and the new? We used to do that every year, but the problem with that is you learn, it's like Amara, it takes you a while to figure it out, and then you move on to another committee, and all that knowledge is then lost, right? And then that new person has to take time, so someone's always coming up to speed. But I don't know if there's a way we could rotate that to solve the staggered term issue. I'm just trying to think of
No, it's creative
a
thought.
solution here.
So what we do is we destroy the whole system that's been in place for years for one person's convenience.
No,
I don't think that's what's happening.
that's not what,
I think we're just trying to revisit the whole appointing committee situation at all. We never had to do it before because everyone was satisfied with where they
Okay.
were. They just were.
and like I said, I don't feel, I agree with having it staggered. That is not my disagreement at all. So, I just think this is a huge year for our budget and finance and our budget and having our city move forward in the right direction. So I think just putting someone that's just coming on is irresponsible. And I think it puts Peter in a bad
Think
spot.
if it's irresponsible.
That's fine, because I feel like we've been bullied and railroaded all night. So,
I'm sorry, I disagree with that.
that's fine.
You know, I disagree with that.
Peter, you've been kind of quiet. Do you have any perspective on any of this?
I understand the knowledge transfer. I mean, that's a big part of any organization you've ever been in. I wish there was another way, that was more amicable for everybody and didn't push somebody out of a position that is beneficial to the city while I'm also, trying to get up to speed. But I do feel like either you or Corey would be strong enough on that committee to lift me up. And I mean, I deal with budget, I balance portfolios for a large insurance company, lead a development team and tell them what work we do when with what budget. And so I don't feel like I'm outmatched as far as that goes. I feel like that would be something that I would be passionate about for the city, but that doesn't mean that, I don't like the process and having to boot somebody out of a position that they really want to be in. So that's the uncomfortable part of this scenario. So I don't see a way around it, just so you know. But I'm brand new to the whole process of everything, so that's where I stand.
Julie?
Do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I can see the overlap. I can see being able to bring in a new person. I think Corey's done an excellent job. But, ever since I was first elected, I wanted to be on the CDC. And I've never been on the CDC. And so I can see why you're upset because you've been on it for 6 years. But I also believe that the mayor does have the ability to think that what he wants done on these committees is the way he puts people in. So I don't have a vote either way. I can see both sides of this scenario. So that's where I'm at.
Staggering's a lot easier to implement when you're not doing it when you already have people with 6 years experience on that committee. I mean, if you want to start staggering from this point on, I mean, I understand that, but to implement staggering and then kicking off a bunch of experience, valuable experience, I just don't understand that. And I told you when we met, I said, I can't get there. I'm really trying. I don't understand it.
Well, where does this leave us all right now? So we get some resolution, because we can't stay here all night and keep continuing to discuss the same things over and over. Comments? No one? Okay.
You'd have to have a motion to move forward on that.
So I was getting ready to ask. Have a motion?
I know we've been talking about this for a long time, but I have another part of this appointment as well as the other appointments. And I brought this up several times during my time here in office, and that is the citizen representative I believe that the citizen representative should be a citizen of the city. And a couple of these people are not. That's just my opinion. But I did want to bring that up, and since this is the first one that has a citizen representative on here. However, I can see moving forward the way it is, and then this discussion can move forward after this and make changes at that point.
Well, I think if we get anything tonight that outside of people are upset at me and saying that, I'm trying to bully them and trying to roughhouse them into a decision I'm not, is that maybe we've raised some issues that we need to look at from this point forward along those lines. I don't know, that we move forward and kind of look at some things. But, I think right now what we're looking at this Budget and Finance Committee and making a decision on whether we're going to move forward with it and what we're going to do. And, Jay, to your suggestion, I'm not saying there's not room for improvement. I'm not saying that at all. Corey, I'm not saying there's not room for improvement.
You're just saying not right now.
Well, yeah, not right now, not in midstream, but that's not to say that we can't do it for next year.
Why is not now?
Because I'm trying to, it's like I'm up here and they're trying to throw me a moving target all the time about this, that, go ahead.
Corey, your question, I have the answer for it. According to the Kansas Officer Reviser of Statutes, which lists all the different Kansas statutes, you can go on the website anytime. They have every single law that's written in the state of Kansas, free. Anyone can access it. 12-16, 128, mayoral appointments, governing body approval, time limits, and other requirements. This is state law. Obviously, the city of Baldwin is subject to state law, correct? Everyone good there? Okay. So the governing body of the city shall approve appointments by the mayor unless the governing body makes a specific finding that the resolution that the person is either unqualified to hold the office or is not fit to hold the office or position. So if you all vote against Peter, you will have to make a finding that he is not qualified and he is not fit to hold the position.
I'm wondering if there's a difference between our police chief and a committee appointment.
It says, any board, commission, advisory group, or other body appointments that's done by the mayor of the city, which is subject to the approval of the governing body of the city, in which case the city council. So yes, in theory, you could table it for 45 days, but you must vote and enact it within 45 days. So if you don't want to do it today, you'll have to do it at the next session. But those are your options. You have 45 days now that he has made the appointment. He can either withdraw it or you'll have to make a vote to approve it unless you find Peter is unfit. Those are your options.
There you have it.
Corey, I'll make the offer one more time. I think we need to move forward. Happy to leave you on there, and I'd take your spot on whatever one you.
That would also remove 6 years of experience from the budget committee.
I understand.
So no, I won't do that. But thank you.
But I don't know in 45 days where they're going to come up with an alternative, or I guess you'd have to get the mayor to remove his appointments or change them.
Motion?
All right, I'll go ahead and move, if I can, since I'm on it, to appoint myself, Peter Wentz, and Dave Hill to the Budget and Finance Committee.
Need a motion on that?
It can die if there's no second, then it just dies.
Have a second?
second it. I will. Second.
Okay, second. I'm sorry?
All in favor?
Oh, okay. How many for?
Yes.
Yes. How many against?
Nay.
2 for, or 4, well, I had 4 for, 2 against? All right. Passes, correct? Okay, thank you. Now, hopefully it'll nice be a little bit, again, not maybe so contentious on this one. Looking at the Community Development Committee, I have Corey Venable on there, Peter Wentz, and Brian Schultz is the citizen. So do I have any comments on that?
The question is, what did everyone vote on? Because you had a duplicative thing going on. You need to do Scott first because you have to appoint a chairperson first. So Scott has to be appointed first.
All right.
And then after you do Scott's appointment, then you could put forward Peter's appointment. And at that point, you guys can either have a motion to table it if you want to discuss it over the next 45 days, or you can go ahead and have a motion to vote on it. Those are your options, but you really need to bifurcate them because the record's not clear on who voted yes for what. Did Peter vote yes for himself, or did he vote yes for Scott? Did Scott vote yes for himself or yes for Peter? We need to separate it. Right, but it's a dual thing. You need to separate it, make it clean, because now you have Scott. It sounds like Scott's voting for himself and Peter's voting for himself. It's just a mess. You need to,
Yeah, we've never done that before.
yeah, keep it clean, especially since there's some folks who aren't happy about. And it sounds like, I think
I'm fine with people voting for
I would do each individual person because the code does state the first person that's appointed is the chairperson, and you appointed 2 people at the same time. So you need to appoint one person, get a vote on that, and then appoint the second person and get a vote on that. Make it clear.
Judge.
3, because Dave Hill was separate too. 3 votes.
There you go.
3 votes.
Yeah, you didn't even bring up Dave Hill, I don't think. Did you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He has to be separate.
Okay, so where are we going now?
So you need to vote for each person.
Gotta have
Each
3 votes for
appointment
every-
has to have a
Okay, I see. All right, so if I nominate Scott Lordson,
Can't nominate.
Right.
all right, I can't nominate, okay.
You nominate, but you can't move.
Right. No.
Move to approve Scott Lordson as the chair of the Budget Finance.
Here we go.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Can I vote?
Can he vote?
Well, no, you're just voting on Scott right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's Scott, though.
I am Scott.
Yeah, Scott, Scott, you can't vote for yourself.
But I'm, okay. So we could have a 2-2 tie is what you're saying. And the mayor would break it.
I break it, Scott Lordson.
No, it wasn't, yeah, okay, whatever.
We need a motion?
We already, we motioned for Scott and then,
That was earlier, I'm sorry. We don't, you moved, you seconded.
yes.
How do you two feel?
Yeah, Scott, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're good to move forward, right, with Scott. Now, I'm the one that goes through and recommends Peter Wentz on the committee? Right, okay, so I'm recommending Peter Wentz for Budget and Finance Committee, right? Good. Thank you, Judge. Have a motion. Anybody?
I move to have Peter Wentz on the Budget and Finance Committee.
Okay. Now call
Have a second.
second.
No, I can't vote. It's about, it's involving me.
I'll second it.
I'm going to abstain regardless.
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
I didn't.
No, I know, Mayor's trying to get you to vote.
Peter Wentz, signed the Budget and Finance Committee.
It won 2-1.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry?
Yep.
Okay.
I motion Dave Hill as the citizen of the Budget Finance Committee.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
Nay.
1, motion carries. Approved, right? We're down. Now, to make sure I'm recapping correct, who is on my Budget and Finance Committee to make sure I'm clear?
Your appointment passed.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Corey, and I apologize. I know you wanted that, but, and I appreciate your
okay.
comments. No, but I appreciate your comments and being
Well, I think there
honest.
should be some more discussion around.
I really do.
How
And-
committees go, and, I mean, clearly, there needs to be more discussion around it, and, yeah, it's fine. I'm okay.
I do appreciate your, and Jay, I do too. So. Moving forward? All right. Okay. Community Development Committee, we have Corey Venable.
A motion to approve Corey Venable as chair of the CDC.
A second.
All in favor?
Can't,
Oh, sorry.
because you're on it.
No, he can.
Oh, oh,
He
this
can,
is-
he can.
I just can't do it for myself.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
now
you
we're
just-
doing this, we're doing it this way now, so.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, Community Development Committee, Peter Wentz.
I motion to approve Peter Wentz to the Community Development Committee.
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. How about Brian Schultz, citizen?
I move to approve Brian Stoltz, CDC.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Okay, you have one, that passes. Public Safety Committee, I have Jay King.
Move we approve Jay King as chairperson of the Public Safety Committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. Next one is Corey Venable.
I move to approve Corey Venable to the Public Safety Committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Passes. And now our citizen is Mr. James Denny, a fine man.
Go ahead.
I move to approve James Denny as the citizen to the Public Safety Committee.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oops, I'm sorry, go back. We only had one aye.
I'm an aye.
Oh, aye.
Aye, okay, I'm sorry, didn't hear. Public Works Committee, Utilities Committee, and did we get that right?
I didn't second.
Okay, so we have him.
I will second it.
Okay. So go back, let's do it official. James Denny,
Peter made the motion, right? No, I did. No, Jay did. Yeah.
Jay did, okay,
I'll second it.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, all opposed? Passes. You're on there. You're gonna be nodding your head and saying thanks in a while, I'll tell you that. Okay, Public Works Utilities Committee, have Julie Contanescu.
I move to approve Julie Contanescu as the chair of the Public Works Committee, because she does a wonderful job.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Any opposed? Passes. Okay, I nominate Jay King, Public Works Committee.
I move to approve Jay King, Public Works Committee.
Second.
Okay, any motion? All approved?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. Dan Rennie, citizen.
I approve Dan Riney for the Public Works and Utilities Committee.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Strategic Planning Committee, I have Scott Lordson.
I move to approve Scott Lordson for the Strategic Planning Committee.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And we also have Julie Contanescu.
I move to approve Julie Contanescu to the Strategic Planning Committee.
Second.
Any motions or anybody in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
might announce that if anybody's interested in being a citizen on that committee, to contact you.
I think you just did it. There you go. Anyone interested in it, contact me. We'll get it taken care of. So we good with our committees then, as possibly can be for the night? Yeah, let's see. Do we have strategic? We got that one. Okay. Do we have any more there? I'm good.
It's committee reports.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure. How about budget and finance?
We did meet since the last council meeting, and the agenda included reviewing the 2020 utility ending reserve fund balances and discussing the 2026 utility rates and the timeline for council decision, and then also the 2026 utility rates communication plan. So we're planning to bring that forward to the council on the, is that the 3rd? February 3rd meeting?
We're having the community
Yes.
forums on February 3rd at 6 o'clock here in the community center right before the city council meeting.
And the plan is to bring forward some rate suggestions and what that would look like for the proposed ending reserve for those utilities. And then obviously the council discussion is around where do you want to end up, and that will dictate the final rate. And just for everybody's understanding, we voted last time to change the ordinance that required us to make the MCI addition effective January 1st, and we changed that last time, changed the ordinance to be February 1st. And what that means for the council is we need to make a decision on the 2026 rates by the second meeting in February, because the billing for February goes out first week in March. So whatever rate decision is made at that second council meeting will be enacted effective February 1. So that's why we want to get this information out to the council on the 3rd, to the community on the 3rd, to kind of show where we're at, what the options are, get feedback before we come together on the 26th, 27th, and make the final decision on rates. And at that meeting, we'll need to make the rate decisions on all 3 utilities. Any questions about all any of that? Okay. And we're going to continue to try to shape the message for the community and the council and the options. Next meeting, are you available Thursday at 9 a.m.?
Me?
I
No.
think so.
You can show up. Sorry, Russ.
I think so.
Peter, Thursday, 9 a.m.?
Yeah.
And we'll meet at Thursday, 9 a.m., second floor, City Hall. And the city attorney is more than welcome to, but you'll be bored to tears. That's all I had.
Okay, thank you. Community development, Corey?
We have not met since the last meeting. Our next meeting is next Tuesday or Monday, 4 o'clock, second floor, City Hall.
And I'm sorry, do you have anything kind of you're discussing right now, or the committee is discussing right now as far as community development or?
On the agenda, we have the open consumption that's going to be on this very next one.
Okay,
That's our only agenda item for now. We had one rolling agenda item that was requested to be moved to public health and safety. So
All right.
we only have the one now.
good. Thank you, Corey. Public safety?
We have not met since the last meeting, and now that I'm the chair, I'll get with everyone in that committee and find a good date for us to start meeting monthly. So I'll let everyone know when that date is, when I find out when it all works for us.
And do you have anything kind of in the works or anything you're looking at right off to the side right now you are aware of?
The only thing is that there's one ordinance that got pushed to the Public Safety Committee that we'll be starting to work through and getting that all finalized and bring that to the council.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, Public Works, Julie.
Yes, excuse me. We met on January 8th, and we had quite a bit of discussion. To let you know, we had 50 tons of salt delivered for the winter season right before Christmas, and we'll also receive another 50 tons. Public Works crew installed 3 culverts at the property on Eisenhower Street. Signage has been installed at the Heritage and Trailview subdivisions. City and Rec Department staff met with Jackson Pool to do a walkthrough, and Jackson Pool has agreed to do noted repairs. Public Works crew cleaned up at the Spring Creek Lake. Old pallets, bed springs, and miscellaneous items were dumped on the west side of the lake. Repaired 2 broken water meters due to the cold temperatures. Received notice from KDHE that Heritage Subdivision was applying for permitting to extend sanitary sewer into Phase 2, likely starting in the spring. Kansas City First Aid will begin servicing our med cabinets, truck kits, and AEDs. Kansas City First Aid is about 50% of the price of the previous company that was being used. The new substation, the grounding grid, fencing, and the gravel have been completed. Auxiliary station power was installed along with the transfer switch, load center, and some lighting. The high side breaker and the steel structure were installed. Mid-States came to replace the switch that stuck during the extreme cold on the voltage regulator. This was on the present substation. The transformer had to be taken offline to complete the repair, so the power plant provided power for about 5 hours that day while repair was being made. Another meter at Baker wasn't being billed, a demand charge for about 1.5 years. A manual reading will be done on that meter until troubleshooting is completed. A scheduled audit will be done on all large customer demand accounts to verify the accuracy of the billing. Evergy will be replacing all of the solar inverters with a different manufacturer's product. And our next meeting is February 12th at 9 o'clock at the Public Works Building.
Thank you, Julie, for a very thorough report. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Okay, strategic planning.
We have not met and no plans to meet at this time. As I said last meeting, we'll probably, after the utility rates are done, we'll probably talk about a strategic planning workshop for the council and pick a time for that and host that.
Good, thank you. Lake Advisory Committee, Jay.
We have not met since the last meeting and have no new information.
Okay. And I would like just to make a comment in regards to the Lake Committee, and hopefully Jay understands this. He might be irritated with me tonight, but I mentioned to him last week, I was in on one of his meetings that Jay orchestrated and led, and I'll be very honest with you, did a very nice job. He clearly stated the position of the city and where we are as far as maybe finances and things like this. It was very clear, very concise. Jay, you did a nice job.
Thank you, Mayor.
I did tell you that, but thank you again. You did a nice job. Thank you. City Administrator and staff comments.
Just want to make sure that everybody is aware at home about the community forum on utilities. That's going to be on February 3rd at 6 o'clock here in the community center, right before the council meeting, and that takes place at 6 o'clock.
Good, thank you. Anybody else?
I just had a question. Russ, what kind of communication has been done with the public for that?
So we have sent out mailers in the regular bills.
Okay.
We put stuff on Facebook. It is also on our website, as well as emails to the people who get e-bills.
Is that going to be streamed via YouTube?
I don't know. That's up to the council itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Do we need to arrange with IT to make that happen, or?
Yeah, I can make that come together.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Good. Counselor, do you have anything tonight outside of stepping up, maybe starting your job sooner than what you ought? Thank you very much for that. We greatly appreciate it. Do I have any other council comments or anything? Just a real quick.
Yeah, I do. I know our conversations tonight got heated, but I think that's what breeds a good council. And keeps a healthy city. And we're going to differ on opinions here and now. I mean, but even though our opinions are different, I know we all think that we're doing what we think is best for the city. So hopefully no one takes anything personal tonight, and we keep moving forward.
Thank you, Jay. I agree with Jay 100%. Nothing's personal with me. And I agree with that. Corey, I also agree that we will have those conversations, and I think it's healthy to have them. And maybe we go back and change a few things as a result of them. But thank you. I greatly appreciate that. Do you have any other comments? Just a couple quick things. I, again, am going to echo the public to please show up at 6:00 p.m. on February 3rd for the forum. I think it's very important. We're trying to make sure the community is involved in the council and the city operations of their city, and they have the understanding of what we're doing and why we are doing it. Just so we already, and I have told Russ, and I will tell the other council members, I have had 2 citizens approach me who told me they were absolutely elated to see this forum on the 3rd. They were very excited about it. They were happy about it, and I think that speaks highly, and that's a good thing. And the only other thing I want to end on tonight is going back down the road, 1999 Progress edition of the Baldwin Signal. Baldwin's growth is unprecedented. This newspaper article came to me through the courtesy of Ted Zuzio. And I think if you look at this and read this, you're going to find out they faced the same things in 1999 that we are facing today. So it's not much different. I'll have it here in case someone wants to read it. That's all I have. Anybody else anything? Any comments by the public? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion, all opposed? Motion carried. We're adjourned.